Hey, what's up guys? I played 100 manhunts and this is what happened. I got different people from my Twitch streams to hunt me down to stop me from beating the dragon and winning the game. The rules are simple. No bed bombing in the nether/end and I can't bed bomb the dragon. So we don't have an anticlimactic ending. All the manhunts are cut clean, so mobs dropped cooked food and ores dropped smelted ingots. And the nethers are filtered so that there's always a bastion and a fortress close to 0-0. This is going to be part 1 of the series. This will be the first 10 games, as 10 games is still 45 minutes of footage. And if you want to try and hunt me down to one of these, make sure to join the Twitch streams and I'll let you know how to do that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to help me beat the YouTube algorithm, and let's get into the games. Alright, heading into game number 1 here, we have 3 hunters every time. The hunters this game were Pikachu, Fresh Duck, and Arcus. So I start these games with a 10-second head start, which still gives the hunters the option to punch me out of spawn if they want. But I also can usually get enough wood to get a wood sword, which is what I do this game, and I use it to scare Fresh Duck away. And I ended up seeing a village in the distance. Now in the village, there was a blacksmith. We got some good tools, which helped me speed up my early game a bit. We found a ruined portal that had an efficiency 5 gold pick, which was crazy. Then after that, we find a surface cave, and it gave me all the iron I needed to get full iron. After that, I dig myself into a cave, and I hear someone blow up a creeper beside me. But also in the cave, we found a nice vein of diamonds. So we got 6 diamonds, which I planned on using to make diamond boots, and a diamond sword. Now I found where someone dug up to the surface and a spawner that they found. In the chest, there was a looting 1 book. And they probably shouldn't have left that because looting 1 is still pretty good in this game. It'll help me get blaze rods like almost twice as fast. I make my diamond stuff here and I get myself looting 1 on the diamond sword. Now I head up to the surface because I needed to get wood and more food because I needed healing. And Arcus was coming after me. So I had to run away here and make my shield since I couldn't make it earlier without wood. I take the 1v1 with Arcus here, so they were all alone and I had better stuff. It wasn't very hard to kill them. I burn all their loot. I go out through a lava pool I found on the surface because it's finally time to go to the nether. 12-minute nether after getting all my iron armor and an enchanted sword and everything was pretty good. Now we instantly find a bastion because these nethers are filtered so that bastions and fortresses are closer, just because I felt like if I didn't have that, the games would take way too long. So I got all the gold blocks from the bridge bastion, and I did the bridge bastion route so I could get pearls and fire res and all the stuff I needed really quickly. Now I found a fire res pot pretty quick, which is good because I heard people digging at me. So I decided to drink the fire res, get some golden apples and a bow. Fresh Duck and Pikachu, they both were here. Arcus was still probably getting geared up again. As Fresh Duck fell, I ended up getting crit in the back by Pikachu, which did 5 hearts. Luckily I had fire res here or else I probably was dead. This is why I really like having the bastion, because if I get there first and get the fire res, I'm in a much better spot, unlike Pikachu, who gets lava here and takes a bunch of fire damage and ends up burning to death. So I've gotten this fight down to a 1v1 now. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I managed to pick up 19 pearls here, so we're pretty much good on pearls for the rest of the game. And I try to take this fight with Fresh Duck. Now Fresh Duck had just looted everything and I heard him eating. And it turned out he actually ate a golden apple. And at the time I didn't really realize it, but that was actually a notch apple that they picked up off of Pikachu's body. So even though I was in the corner spam critting them with an iron axe, and I'm like, wait, why are they not dying? It's because they had a notch apple on, so they had a bunch of absorption and regen, and they had fire res now. So I got a little bit too overconfident, so I just stood up on top, tried to lava them. This is when I realized they actually had a notch apple on, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I can't lava them. I'm just gonna do all my stuff and get out and head to the fortress, where I passed Pikachu, who I'm pretty sure didn't see me either. I find the fortress, it wasn't too far away, and right away I found a blaze spawner and just some random blazes sitting around. Started killing them when I noticed the Fresh Duck was actually right behind me. I was about to start fighting him, but he ended up just taking a tumble for himself, so didn't really have to do a whole lot here. Started farming blazes, just getting a decent amount of blaze rods per kill because I had looting 1. Now Fresh Duck has made his way back into the fortress and was trying to rod me off or rod me into him, but either way, Skeleton shot him back into me, and the blaze was in his way, which gave me a nice axe crit of probably 6 hearts to one-shot him, which worked out in my favor. We go back to just farming the blazes here. We ended up getting enough blazes so I can actually finally leave the nether. And now it is time for me to enter the overworld and start going towards the stronghold. But as soon as I get out of the portal, I once again sneak by Pikachu, who did not see me there, which was very lucky. So I start throwing my eyes of ender to start making my way towards the stronghold. We run quite far. Took me about 7 minutes to finally get past the stronghold. And during this entire time, I was actually getting followed by Fresh Duck. And the other 2 weren't there, but I was trying to 1v1 him here, and I allowed myself because of tall grass, which was almost very bad for me. It could have taken a very bad turn for the worse. I disable his shield here, and I just start blowing him away when I decide it's not really worth it for me to waste my time trying to kill him. So I'm just gonna see if I can actually just dig down in the stronghold and maybe fight him in there, or at least get to the end before I actually have to deal with it. So I dig straight down on 4-4, so I fall straight in the middle of the stronghold, start looking for enchanted books in the library when he actually comes down as well. The other two teammates are not there for him, so it's still a 1v1 here. He got me in a good lava, but I got out of it quickly, and I also got him in a good lava. These fights are interesting, with the creeper almost blowing me up. He ended up running away, and I found the entrance to the end. So I decided it was time for me to go in, and he was right there waiting for me. Grabbed an extra lava bucket, and I just dipped out of there. Wasn't dealing with them. Luckily, I had some ender pearls left over because that was on an island. That could have been terrible. So now it's time for me to take out all of the pillars because, like I said in the beginning, there's no bed bombing. I can't bed bomb the dragon. I have to kill it the old-fashioned way. Fresh Duck wasn't having any of this. Didn't really wait around for his teammates, which was perfectly fine for me, as it made it a little bit better for me to take a 1v1 instead of a 1v3. So I started fighting them here. He started running away. I shot him one time right here, and then I looked away just to watch him die to an enderman. Very rough time for Fresh Duck, but it worked out in my favor. Now, I ended up getting all the crystals here, and it was just down to me killing the dragon. Didn't take too long, 42 minutes in here, and I've already got the dragon halfway down when I see that Arcus had actually entered the end, the diamond axe. So we begin trading hits here. I got a little bit spooked out because of the diamond axe, so I backed up here to eat a gap. Turns out, he was super low. I one-shot him with a crit. It was just down to me versus the dragon, and I'm gonna win that fight every single time. And we ended up taking game number 1. I will be taking the first win in this series. Hunters 0, scotteh 1. Heading into game number 2, we have 3 new hunters known as Versed, Condescendence, and the Only Oven. So I instantly go off here by punching one of them, get myself some wood just in case they come after me, make a stone hoe totally on purpose, and then I kill a bunch of animals just so I can get a lot of food for this game. I go down to a cave and start mining all the iron I'm going to need for full iron. And I ended up finding diamonds again, which is pretty nice. We only got 2 this time, but I think that a diamond sword would be cool. So I start making my portal here, and I ended up messing up and getting rid of my water by accident. So I had to go look for new water. Now, while that was happening, Verse was actually already in my cave in full iron. It's only the first 10 minutes of the game, and they're already here with full iron. But I tried to take this 1v1. I got them in lava. I was really sad because I blocked off their water, but I got them in a really good lava, so they were low. However, Oven also came in, stole my kill, and started coming after me. And if you can't tell, I don't have food on my hotbar, so I replaced my pickaxe and started eating food so I can heal up. Now, Condescendence also digs straight down on top of me, so they're both in here. I get stuck without a pickaxe on my bar now because I had to replace it for food, and I died. This is how manhunts go. Sometimes you just die instantly. Hunters 1 game, scotteh 1 game. All right, 3 new hunters for game number 3. Ozone Nerd, Sam Bam, and Random QWERTY. Now this game, I instantly go over and get my 2 wood like always, and I start running away when I notice that I'm getting followed by one who didn't even get any tools. In the distance, I see some smoke, which means there's a village near. I started searching the village to see if there's anything I could find, maybe a blacksmith with tools or anything like that. I find 1 chest with potatoes and bread, and that was it. I started getting punched, and I'm kind of freaking out a little bit at this point because I did not get to make my wooden sword yet, so I couldn't really scare them away. Found a cave, which I hit them into, which let me back off and craft my wooden sword, which was nice because at that point, they didn't want to start coming after me anymore because they didn't have tools. So I started trying to go get more wood so I can finally get my stone tools when I noticed that Ozone Nerd is now coming after me with all of the stone tools, and I have absolutely nothing except for a wooden sword. Now, I find this ruined portal, which had some decent stuff in it. I got a Curse of Binding gold chestplate, Fire Spect 1 golden sword. But they both were coming after me, and I was already super low HP, so I was playing from behind here. Now, I was hitting them with Fire Aspect and trying to get them away from me. However, the problem with this is the fact that they were able to kill animals and get cooked food, which let them regen super quick, and I did not get that chance. I got one button every here and there, but it didn't matter. They were still higher HP. I went in here really stupid, took fall damage, and I got 2 hit. I lost game number 3 before I could do literally anything. Hunters 2, scotteh 1. The 3 hunters in game number 4 is Talon, Epic Gamer, and Bisexual Pride. This game I start off and they don't instantly chase me, so I'm able to get my stone tools this game and not have to worry about getting punched off spawn. We of course then had to get our early game food, so we'll be set for food for the rest of the game until we find a surface cave and I get myself my iron, so I can get all my iron armor, my buckets, and everything I can to get set for the nether. Now I found 4 diamonds this game, which means I can make myself diamond boots. It's always nice to have a diamond piece of armor. It really helps out. So got my nether portal made, and I get in the nether 12 minutes in. That may be a decent time for Manhunt, but I'm already been beat by Epic Gamer, and they're already in the fortress. And I noticed that they actually broke a blaze spawner already. So I decided to just leave the fortress and go find the bastion, because I could just get blaze rods later. It's a bridge bastion, which is really nice. It's one of my favorite ones. The gold is really easy. It's all right there, and it's really easy to trade with the piglins. However, Epic Gamer is also in the bastion, and he ends up getting chased out by the piglins because he opened a chest. He got super low right here, so I one-shot him, and it was a really easy kill, which was really nice. And it made it so bastion was clear, and I could just trade with the piglins and get all the pearls, fire res, and anything else I could possibly need for the rest of the game. We ended up getting pearls really quickly here and fire res, so I managed to get out of the bastion very quickly and get back into the fortress and start killing blazes. Now I ended up getting some blaze rods off of Epic Gamer's body, but I also found a couple extra ones so I could leave the nether with 8 rods, and we started going towards the stronghold. Now, while I was making all my stuff, I ended up getting backstabbed here by Talon, which was really scary because if I would have gotten lava here, I probably could have gotten 2-shot because I would have gotten slowed down by it. Anyways, I kept running towards the stronghold, and I finally decided it was time to take a 1v1 since they were very far away from spawn, and I knew they didn't use a bed yet. So I got a pretty good crit, and then got 2 bow hits, and I noticed that they actually ate a golden apple. I didn't really think too much about it, and I was just kind of hitting them with a lot of crits. I feel like I did pretty well in this PvP fight. I'm not that great at 1.16 PvP yet, but I felt like I did pretty decent. And of course, I hit my 3 bow shots in a row and I killed them. And then I found out they had a notch apple, so that was pretty good. And we finally made it to the stronghold chunk. And it was pretty far away. It was like 2,500 blocks away from 0-0, which is kind of crazy. But I dug straight down, straight in the middle of the starting staircase. And we started looking for the end portal, which was pretty easy as it was honestly right there. And then we found a library, which has an efficiency 4 book on, which I decided just to put on my iron pickaxe. I don't know why. But then I found the other library, which had another efficiency 4 book on. And somebody in chat told me to put it on my axe. I don't know why. Apparently there's something with efficiency 4 and axes or something. I don't know. But I did it just because they wanted me to, and they finally got myself into the end portal so I can start fighting the dragon. It only took about 2 or 3 minutes to get rid of all of the end crystals so I could start killing the dragon without having to worry about it getting healed. And nobody was in the end yet, which was nice. I kind of wish I had an enchanted bow here, but it didn't really matter. The dragon started to perch and decided to ender pearl down, but I noticed that Epic Gamer was actually in the end here, and they ended up dying to an enderman. Also, I don't know why, but the ender dragon is often invisible when I'm trying to melee it, and it's kind of annoying. But it launched me straight back up onto the tower where I was shooting it from, which was absolutely perfect. And then I ender pearled down because it perched again, and it instantly unperched. I was so salty about that. I got a pretty clean lava bucket here on Epic Gamer, who had just respawned again. And then they ended up coming back in full gold with the rest of their team. So this was a little bit scary here. I had 2 endermen right after me, but I flicked a boat right down beside me, and they both got in it, so I didn't have to worry about the endermen. I shot Talon once because they were low because of the dragon. The Epic Gamer wasn't too hard as they were full gold. So I didn't have to worry about that. I kept having the MLG though, which was really scary. Now the dragon was half HP here. Epic Gamer was trying to come in, so I shot him straight into the dragon, which made him fly straight up. And we went back to trying to kill the dragon while it was perched. I got a lot of damage on it before it finally unperched, which is really good. But of course, it flew me straight into the air, which is always scary because if I miss this MLG, I'm instantly dead, and that's the way I lose, which would be really sad. Now at this point, Talon and Epic Gamer both didn't have a whole lot of gear left, and Talon ended up dying to the dragon, so it was time for me to go in while it was perched and see if I could hit the final couple shots. Of course, Epic Gamer were trying to come in and make me fly into the dragon, which I was really terrified about because I didn't want to have to ended up missing my MLG, which would be super scary. But it didn't matter. I ended up winning the game. I finally take another game from the Hunters, so now it is scotteh 2 wins, Hunters 2 wins. Game 5, we're getting hunted by Laurel, Spy Monkey, and Super Obama. Now, we found a shipwreck right beside our spawn, so the first thing we did is we went over the shipwreck, got all the iron, and I also got a treasure map from there as well. Made myself a shield and stuff, got all the food I needed for the game, and then I started crafting here when I get backstabbed by Super Obama. Got a nice little crit on me with the stone axe, but it didn't matter. I still 3-hit him. And then I went on to do my treasure finding. The chunk info, I dug straight down, and we found the chest, which actually did have 4 diamonds in it, and a bunch of iron, and some food. It's a very, very good chest, I can't lie. So I got myself diamond boots made up, and then we started going to the nether, because 13 minutes in, we got full iron, and it's time to go get my stuff from the nether. Now I spawned right beside the bastion, which is always a good sign, and that fortress was right over the other side as well. So we had all that taken care of. It was a bridge bastion once again, which, as I've said many times, is my favorite because getting all this gold and everything is so satisfying. It is super quick, and I can actually get all the stuff I need very, very fast, which is what we need for these manhunts, because if I don't have all this stuff, I will die. After trading with the piglins, I got a bunch of fire res and a bunch of pearls. I accidentally splashed them with fire res, and I tried to lava them. I didn't really realize it, so I had to kill them with gravel, just because I didn't want the hunters to be able to trade with piglins as well. So after we did that, we found the fortress, which is right beside it, because we saw it when we spawned in. We went over, and we started killing blazes. Now, my blaze luck this game was so bad. I am telling you, I killed so many blazes here, and it took so long to finally get the rods that I needed. It actually was terrible. Anyways, the hunters were in the nether now, and they were looking for me. I was trying to bridge away here. They were right under me, and they had diamond armor and stuff, which is kind of spooky. Ended up just purling right past them and getting myself to the portal. And they left a little sign for me. Okay, Obama man, I see you, bro. Started working towards the stronghold as they were still in the nether. They were getting blaze rods and stuff, and I thought that they were getting potions, which is what ended up happening. Now we finally got past the stronghold here, and we started making my way down to it. Now normally when I would find a stronghold, I would look for the libraries just to see if I could find any enchanted books, like a power 4 book or anything like that that would help me like really, really greatly. But this time I decided I found the end portal really fast, so I was just going to put in all the eyes, and I was just going to go in because I already had a big head start on them until I realized that they actually had just gotten in the stronghold as well. As I was going up the pillar to get the last end crystal, they had finally gotten into the end, so it was me versus the dragon versus the hunters all at the same time. So this was a little bit scary here because they were also trying to come up the pillar. But I noticed that Laurel was fighting some endermen down here, so I took a chance. I ender pearled down, put down a lava bucket, and actually got pretty good hits right here. So they ended up hurling away from me, and they died to fall damage. So I got all their stuff, and they had to respawn. Super Obama comes in. You can see that they have strength particles on, but I don't know why he was trying to use flint and steel on me when I had fire res, and I ended up going for the PvP fight. Got 3 hits, and I killed him. I got their strength potions. And it was now just me versus Spy Monkey because the other 2 were still respawning. Now, Spy Monkey also put up a pretty decent fight, but I ended up killing him as well, even though my hits were not very good right here. The dragon is perched now. My strength potion is on, and I'm doing a lot of damage to the dragon. It launches me up and lets me land on a nice little pillar, which is always nice. Spy Monkey comes back in, starts drinking a strength potion right in front of me for the intimidation factor. Laurel actually combos me, which was really good, but they also had endermen on them, so you know how it is. I tried to use the dragon to launch them up in the air, and it ended up working eventually. Super Obama couldn't even get back in the end because they forgot to set their spawn. They instantly dug down on the end portal. So it was just me versus the 2 players and the dragon. Now, I go in for the fight against Laurel here, and I got a nice crit. If you don't get the axe crits, you cannot kill someone. Dragon purchase one more time, and I am able to kill it and take the win for game number 5. Hunters 2, Scotty 3. All right, game number 6. We're against Misery, Ruthless Rover, and my boy Trevstacks. This game, they did not chase me off spawn, which is nice. So I got myself my stone tools. We started killing all the early game animals, just like usual, trying to get everything I need for the rest of the game. We found this ocean that had a abandoned portal in it, had a little bit of gold, and a nice little helmet. We found this lava ravine, which we used to get the rest of our iron for iron armor, and a little bit of gold. And then we found some diamonds where we make another piece of diamond armor. We get diamond boots once again. We make our portal, and we got a very good nether spawn here this time. We spawned right in between the fortress and the bastion, which was really lucky because I was actually beat to the nether by Trevstacks. So it was a stables bastion. We actually found the gold room right there. We started trading with pearls and everything, and we got them very quickly. So I did not have to spend a whole lot of time doing that. So after that, we kill all the piglins just so they can't trade them as well. We actually ended up finding a chest up here that had a fire aspect 2 iron sword in it, which was kind of crazy because that could be coming in very useful for the rest of the game. Now in the fortress, we noticed that one of the blaze spawners were actually broken, but they still left one, which let me kill all these blazes. It took me a while, but I finally got all the blaze rods I needed, and we found Rover was actually coming over to fight us as well. Now Rover tried to use a bow, and he did not get the bow shot. Now I got 1 axe hit and then 1 hit with fire aspect. I think the blaze might have hit him as well, but it made him fall to his death, which was kind of nice. We got our 8th rod and we got out of the nether. So it's now time to start searching for the stronghold. 26 minutes in, we're already looking for the stronghold, which is a very good time, I feel. So after running for quite a while, we start getting closer, but we realized that Trevstacks actually died to a zombie piglin. which was really good for us because that set him back pretty far. I was like, okay, I got this. It's going to take them so long to get all the gear back, and I can get to the stronghold and start killing ender dragon before they're even 2 geared. Now, I got to the stronghold here, and actually one of the hunters was digging down right beside me. I found the end portal, broke the silver spawner, and I decided that it was just time for me to make all my arrows and then go in and start fighting the dragon. So I wasn't going to waste my time looking for a library in this little stronghold. So we got to the end. It was time for us to start taking out all the pillars and everything, which didn't take too long, as I honestly was hitting all these pillars pretty easy first shot. I'm not gonna lie, my aim was kind of on this game. It was going pretty well. So took out all the pillars and ender pearl down because it had actually perched. Rover was in the end as well, but they only had gold pants, so I wasn't too worried. I noticed that Trev Stacks was only half leather because they had no gear after his zombie piglin death. Also, Misery was nowhere to be found either, so I was like, this is gonna be pretty smooth sailing. I'm just gonna keep killing this dragon while it's perched, and I shouldn't have too much to worry about, even though the dragon keeps launching me away. So both the hunters made it back to the end, and they ended up making a pillar above the end portal so that the dragon could not perch properly, which was kind of unfortunate for me. Now, they both were here. They didn't have a whole lot of gear. I shot Rover once, who was dying to an enderman anyways. I started fighting Trev Stacks. I didn't want to go too crazy. I didn't want to use like all the stuff I could, because I wanted to give them kind of a chance, or at least let them live for a little bit longer. So like mid-fight, I would just kind of like let them leave and go heal. I was fighting Trevor here a lot. Like I didn't even get that crit right there, but I was just kind of like fighting the dragon mid-fight, which was kind of a throw, because as you see here, Rover just got a 4-heart axe crit on me in the back. Now I ate a golden apple here. Instantly, both my absorption hearts are gone, plus a heart and a half. Now I'm running away here. I tried to eat a piece of steak, but the steak doesn't eat. And that was my downfall. I actually ended up throwing this easy win because of that. Game number 6, I lose. Hunters 3, scotteh 3. Game lucky number 7. 3 hunters this game are KJ Master, Handpicked, and Shark Beans. I didn't get chased off spawn this game, and I found a cave to get 3 upgrades on my pickaxe instantly, which I found very funny. Everything was just right there. Now I made up my boat, and I started searching in the ocean because I wanted to find some shipwrecks, or maybe even a lava ravine where I could find diamonds or something like that. And we finally do find a shipwreck here, which has a very little bit of iron in it and not a whole lot else. But once again, we find another shipwreck because they're actually pretty easy to find. This one only had a treasure map in it, but we did end up using that map to go to the treasure chest. We dig down at 9-9 in the chunk area, and in the chest we actually find 5 diamonds, a decent amount of iron, and some food. Now we're off to find all the mobs that we need for this game to get myself a bunch of food. Now we had some problems with the server here. It started lagging pretty hard, so we had to take a short intermission. As you can see here, the server was having quite some amounts of issues. So after we waited a bit, as you can see here, my timer had to restart. But we did get the game going again, and the server seemed to have fixed the issues itself. I made myself a diamond helmet, my iron armor, plus gold boots, so I can get to the nether without having to deal with piglins. There's about 20 minutes into the game by the time I finally got into the nether, which was kind of slow. I feel like my pace was usually a little bit quicker than that. Got in the nether, I started looking around to see if I could find a bastion or a fortress or anything, and I just barely saw a bastion in the corner of my eye. Now we've already gotten the bastion, which is the first thing I always want to find in the nether, because I want to be able to trade and get myself fire res potions. That way I'm safe against lava when I have to fight the hunters. Now I was doing the treasure bastion strat and finding all the gold and trading with them. There wasn't a whole lot of piglins for me to trade with though, and I did find a lot of good stuff out of the chest though. Arrows and golden carrots and all the stuff like that is very useful. Now I was about to get all this gold and go back to the piglins and start trading with them, is when I started hearing somebody else digging towards me, which was not very good. So as I was doing all that and I heard him digging towards me, I started freaking out a little bit. I drink myself my fire res potion and I go towards them, and I see that they're half diamond already, which definitely freaked me out a little bit. And I messed up my shield here, and I ended up getting 3 hit, literally 3 hit, and I got tabbed out too, which kind of sucked. But I lose that game. Hunters 4, scotteh 3. Game number 8, we're against the Great Lumos, Zen, and Jerry 2. Jerry 2 did not get the memo that I got a 10-second head start, so it's a little bit rough for me, and I ended up going down a lot of hunger and hearts from that, but it was fine. I ended up finding a village that had some food, but I didn't stay there for very long because I didn't want to have to keep fighting the hunters without having any gear. I decided to let them have the village, and I was going to just go get all the stuff I needed, iron and food and everything, some gold so I can get to the nether and have some armor. And then I also found some diamonds this game. I feel like I found diamonds pretty quickly in all of these games, but I ended up getting 6 diamonds, so I made the classic diamond boots and diamond sword setup. Now after that, I actually heard somebody digging at me, and also creepers went up beside me, so I decided it was time for me to get the heck out of there and get to the nether. So I do not want to be taking a fight in there. I'd rather take it in the nether, where I can get fire res potions and just use lava and stuff. Now this nether spawn was absolutely crazy. We spawned right beside the bastion and the fortress. Looting the bastion, I ended up getting a diamond pickaxe. We traded all the gold that we could get and got pearls very quickly. However, Zen also made it to the nether and was interrupting me while I was trading. He got close enough to where I had to fight him, but he was actually stuck in a pretty bad place because he had nowhere to go. I ended up stapling his shield and then he got stuck down here and tried to block away, but I managed to kill him because I had a diamond sword. It was easier than I expected. I ended up finishing up my trades with the piglins, got a bunch of fire res and a bunch of pearls, and we made it up to the fortress where I kill a bunch of blazes, but then Jerry and Matt show up, which is not very good. So I pearled out of there and I just tried to run away because I really didn't want to take this 1v2, but I realized that I had fire res and they did not, and that is actually the best thing I could have. See, I might as well take the fight when I have fire res because I can just do this to Jerry. He just gets stuck in the lava, has nowhere to go, can't get out of it. It's the easiest way for me to actually kill them. Now, Zen also made it to the nether, so I was fighting all three of them in the nether at once, pretty much. I killed Jerry, but Zen is now here, and once again, the fire res is coming in clutch. And it is making it so I can actually just be on fire, and they are just in a really tough spot. Zen gets stuck, and he ends up dying. Matt also gets lit on fire by blazes, tries to run away here, but he also has nowhere to go. I end up killing him here as well, just spamming lava everywhere pretty much. But you know what? It works out. It's now time for us to get the heck out of the nether and start looking for the strongholds. So it's time for me to leave and go to the surface. So I make all of my eyes of ender here, and I start throwing them to see how far we're gonna have to go. And honestly, it was a lot farther than I thought it was going to take, because it actually took me about 8 minutes or 9 minutes to find the stronghold here. But I mean, it's fine. I only had to run like 2,000 blocks, so I guess it wasn't that bad. In the stronghold, we found some really, really good books in the library. Power 3, Protection 3. I knew I had to get an anvil, so that's what we did. We got Power 3 on the bow and Prod 3 on the boots. I found the other stronghold library, and it had a Prod 3 book, a Depth Strider 3 book, and then 3 Sharpness 3 books. So I knew I had to make myself a Sharp 4 axe and a Sharp 3 diamond sword. Now I also put Prod 3 on iron pants when I heard somebody digging to me. Got me a little bit spooked out. I was waiting for him to come around, and I'm like, okay, let's just get out of here. Let's see if we can find the end portal, which I do finally do. And it is time for us to go finally and fight the dragon 46 minutes into the game. Now I started taking out the pillars here. Very nice, because I had a bow and it was not too hard. But then Matt comes in, does not have a whole lot of armor, which was really funny. So I guess he got screwed over from the last death of the nether. We pillar up to a crystal here, and Matt follows us. We knock him down, and he falls from a high place. He broke his ankles. Now I take out the rest of the pillars here. It wasn't too hard. I start fighting the dragon because I'm all alone in the end at the moment. He just perches, and I just get a lot of bow hits on him before we actually start melting it with my Sharp 3 diamond sword, and its health was going down extremely quickly. However, it launches me away, and I almost die because the MLG was not very good. Now Jerry 2 comes in the end, and I launch him up with the dragon, but he actually makes the MLG. Kind of surprised, didn't expect that. Dragon launches me super far away, very far in the sky, but I managed to land the MLG luckily and take the 1v1 with Jerry 2, who didn't have a helmet, so he was taking a bunch of damage to my Sharp 4 and my Sharp 3, and I ended up 3-hitting him very, very easily. Now Zen is also in the end at this time. Try to lava, get the really bad miss, and I almost die again because of the dragon. But Zen gets super low as well. I end up fighting the dragon again. It starts perching. Very, very low HP, and I'm watching Zen get absolutely destroyed by an Enderman. Endermen are kind of rough in this. I've had my experiences with them actually killing me. I watch as Zen is almost dead, and I go in, and I end up killing the dragon here. And we take game number 8. It is now Hunters 4, Scotteh 4. Poor Zen did not get a chance to fight me before I killed the dragon. Game number 9, we're against Cybert, Chris, and Lil Scoop. So we're almost done with the first 10 games already. Now I make my stone tools. I get a little bit of iron and a little bit of food to start out with. Only enough to get half iron and enough food for right now. I found a ruined portal. Give me a gold chestplate, which is pretty useful. And I also found a shipwreck, which gave me a ton of food, which was really, really nice. Now, I also noticed that Chris was already chasing me 7 minutes into the game with full iron. He was alone, but he was full iron, and I only had half iron and a gold chestplate. I had to make gold boots and start running away here. I tried to get some wood, and Chris was after me already again, And he actually gets me pretty low right here. He gets me with 1 axe hit right there. I try and knock him off, but he didn't really move anywhere. So he gets me down to half HP and then 2.5 hearts. I end up running away here, and I try and use the classic UHC strats of using a water bucket to slow him down. It actually worked. If I didn't slow him down with that water bucket, I was probably dead right there. I bait him into a forest here, and I ended up getting a good axe crit on him when he tried to disable my shield. I got a nice little 4-hit combo, which is kind of weird. I don't really get combos 1.16 much, but he went to the water and healed a little bit, but he still ended up dying, which is really good. Now it's time for me to head to the nether because we need to get all the stuff we need and get out of there. So we go in the nether. We don't really find anything right away until we finally find the bridge bastion. I've said many times, bridge is my favorite just because of all these gold blocks and how satisfying it is to get. Now I also find some chests here, got more gold, I got some more golden carrots and some arrows. Started trading with piglins, and I already had 2 stacks of pearls and a bunch of fire res. I made an absolute bunch of fire res. We went to the fortress and we started killing blazes. Got a lot of the blaze rods that I needed when I found that Little Scoops and Chris were actually here, so I had to fight them. Luckily for me, I had all this fire res and I could just lava them. Little Scoops was not having a fun time in all that lava, so I killed him pretty easily. Now it's just down to me fighting Chris. I think he ran away here, so I ended up just getting the rest of the blaze rods I needed and didn't really have to worry about it. It was funny, as I was running back to my portal, he actually fell from a high place. I don't know what happened to him, but it was definitely not very good. We got to our portal and it was time for us to get to the overworld and start looking for the stronghold. 26-minute nether once again. I feel like that's usually a decent time for me to get out. We finally got to the surface because we were in a cave and we started looking for the stronghold. Now I'm going to tell you, this stronghold find took forever. Look at my coords where we start and look at where we ended up being at the end. It took me around 11.5 minutes and like 3,000 blocks, but we finally made it to the stronghold. I was very happy about that. But I finally was done traveling. We make it into the stronghold. We start looting all the chests. We get a golden apple here. We find the library. We get a protection 3 book. I also had fire aspect, but I ended up just using the protection. We also got a knock book as well, which was going to end up being pretty helpful. I got nothing in the top chest. We found another library, which also had nothing in the top chest, but the bottom chest had a sharp 3 and flame book. We get 2 diamonds out of a chest here, which I use to make a diamond sword. We get all the iron we need for an anvil, so I can make myself a knockback 2 diamond sword, prod 3 iron chest, and a sharp 3 iron axe. We finally find the end portal here, and we started filling in all the eyes when we actually ended up getting almost hit in by the silverfish and then almost hit in by Cyberd, who was already there. This kind of freaked me out, so decided just to jump in and start taking out the pillars. Now, it's 51 minutes in, which is kind of a slow pace for me, and Chris tries to come in for the fight. I get 2 pretty good hits on Chris, so he starts running away. I decided it was time for me to keep going out pillars. Now, Chris comes back in for another fight here. Keep getting pretty good hits on Chris, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I did pretty good against Chris. I used a knockback to get him away here so I could use a golden apple and keep healing. And I finally started just towering up here. The dragon actually helped me out, get up a nice little high ground there. Take out some more of the pillars, and it was time for me to start killing the dragon for real now. Now, the issue is the fact that Little Scoops is also in the end now, and I had to take a 1v1 with him. Luckily for me, I had a sharpness 3 iron axe, and I ended up 4-hitting him. Iron axes in this version are way too OP. Now, the dragon started perching again, so it was time for me to actually start doing some good damage. So I eat a golden carrot just on full health, and I start going in to fight the dragon. Now, Chris was dealing with a bunch of endermen at the time, so we couldn't really do anything about it. And also, I still haven't realized 9 games in the fact that I can't actually crit the dragon, so I don't know why I keep jumping. But dragon knocks me away, and it's time for me to go watch Chris die to more endermen. Very, very funny ordeal here. Now, Little Scoops is back with all of the gear again, and I ended up getting kind of low here. They were finally grouped up here and actually taking a 2v1 against me, which was not very good for me. Even though I had a sharpness 3 axe, it still was kind of rough for me to do a whole lot of damage here. They were just grouping up on me, and I ended up taking like 4.5 hearts in 1 hit. I was down to 1.5 hearts here. Luckily, I had a water bucket that slowed them down, and I ended up getting away here and being able to heal back up to decent health. The Ender Dragon actually helps me out here and kills Little Scoops, so it's down to a 1v1, and it also knocks Chris away. So I tried to get away here, heal back up to full health. Little Scoops is already back because they have a bed right at the end portal, and they can just come back and get all their gear really quickly. Get them on fire, and I get 2 or 3 really good hits on them, but they keep chasing after me, and I couldn't really do anything because they would just heal and tag team out. So I kept running here because I was trying to get some hunger here so I could actually get a golden carrot and get higher health. I end up pearl away because I'm trying to just get as much distance as I can because you can actually die really quickly in these. I end up pearl again, and I actually get away here. I was trying to go over and start killing the dragon again, but they were still way too close for me to actually do anything, and the dragon did not like me going near it anyways. Had to get away. Had a bunch of endermen all around me. I was starting to freak out a little bit. It was not looking good for me winning this game. Now, Little Scoobs and Chris are both back on me, and I don't know where Cyber's been this entire time, but these two hold hands, and it was very, very smart, because if they're both there, there's nothing I can do. I just have to keep running and see if I can outplay them somehow. And I tried my best to use the knockback 2 to my advantage. I go down to a small part down here where I was hoping that I could knock Little Scoobs off the map, but knockback 2 was not working out in my favor. It was not making them move enough. I kept trying to run around here so I could eat golden carrots and get my hunger back, but unfortunately for me, it did not work out this time. I was hoping I could maybe hit them here with knockback 2 and get them off the map. They didn't really move very far, and then the dragon actually ended up swooping in here and killing me and finishing me off, getting revenge for Little Scoobs. So I ended up losing game number 9. Hunters now have 5 games, and I have 4 wins. Alright, game number 10. I do plan on uploading these regularly, so make sure you leave me a comment in the comment section to let me know if that's what you want to see. Anyways, we're against Connor NZ, Mighty Juicebox, and Poisonous Potato this game. Now this game, I get my wood stuff and I make a wooden sword, which is smart because both of them are after me already, trying to crit me out with their fists. Now, this is not a common strategy for the hunters to use, but they almost got me here. If I didn't get food along the way, I probably could have died here because 2 people critting me out with fists is honestly pretty decent because wood swords don't do that much damage. I finally killed them, got a decent amount of food so I could have some healing, got my stone tools, and I found a ravine where I could get some iron. I got enough iron to make myself a shield and half iron. I go to mine some more iron over here, and then it turns out that they're actually in my ravine. I didn't really notice it, but they're here already, and I got stuck in a corner here. Luckily for me, Poisonous Potato accidentally kills his teammate, and if he didn't do that, there was a good chance I actually would have died. I ended up getting the both here though, and then I started looking for a lava pool to go to the nether. I find one eventually, and I start making my portal when I accidentally block off my water. So I had to get another water source. It was very unfortunate. It took me a little bit of time, but I finally found another water source, and I moved myself to the lava pool again. Now at this point, they were already here. I was kind of stressed out because I just messed up my water. The portal was not working very great because my lava buckets kept being fake. But both of them are here. I was trying to get to the nether so I could be in a wide open place. I could use lava and try and kill them that way. But I did not make my portal fast enough. Ended up getting stuck here, and probably the worst place I could have gotten stuck, in like a small area with both of them right here. I started panicking. I had no clue what I was doing. I tried to block myself off here, but I blocked one inside with me, and I died in game number 10. We lose game number 10, and the hunters have now taken 6 games, and I've gotten 4. And that is it for this episode. Alright, make sure to drop a like and consider subbing to the channel if you enjoyed what you just watched. Make sure to leave me a comment if you want to see some more. Enjoy the Twitch streams if you think you can do better than these hunters or just want to have a fun time hunting me. I really would appreciate some new people coming in and watching the Manhunts live on stream. Anyways, if you guys want to watch another video of mine, over in the bottom right of your screen. Hope you guys have a great day. Later.